we will start with the benefit of this class. You will be able to build up your resume and CV, because this is actually, this involves a project that helps the real business. So I have actually seen many students who just wrote this kind of experience in your resume or CV, so that they got actually help with getting their jobs. So hope you just use really this kind of this project experience to build your career, find your career path as well. There's no prerequisites because, partly because there are not that many tourism geography courses offered in our program. But I think you do have some skills, GIS, physical geography, and you do have some analytical skills accumulated by taking other by taking other human geography classes. So based on your previous experiences, taking classes in geography, I think you'll be able to be successful in completing the project required for this to complete this class. This is an authentic, real experience, because you will be working with the real people, you will be working with the real data, and we are not doing some sort of fake or hypothetical project. We will be involved with the ongoing real project, and I am looking forward to this, especially this year, because it'll be a bit actually easier than the previous years. Going to Kwesan, until previous years in 2020 and 2021, we worked with Kwesan, which is a bit away from Seoul, and the tour de PD at that time worked with the Kwesan County people. Most of whom are actually farmers and not really professionals in running tourism businesses. But this year we will be working with Ansan business people, and they have been quite successful. And also the tour de PD is very kind of competent, very passionate, and Ansan Tour de is actually recognized as a kind of best example of tour de by the government. So I think kind of working with them would be quite pleasant and meaningful and easier. Certainly there are unexpected factors, especially COVID-19. So I do hope that the COVID-19 situation will get better. One of the reasons why I chose Ansan was because it's easier to get to Ansan. So as long as the COVID situation is it gets better, I think it would be actually easier for us to visit Ansan and meet the real, your clients, Ansan business people easily. So we'll see. When it comes to cost, it would be actually much cheaper than going to Kwesan or other cities outside of, say, Seoul metropolitan city and the Gyeonggi-do province, because it's very kind of easy to get to Ansan at least. So when it comes to cost, I will just explain later, but you can actually use public transportation, a lot of different options, including buses and subway in the Seoul metropolitan area. So traveling to Ansan at least would be much easier than traveling to other places, that especially the places that we are working with until the last year. And field trip dates are not confirmed, but we don't really need to travel together. So I think you can just basically travel by group, and it would be easy. So we'll see Ansan. You can actually take this subway from Huegi station to Ansan station. You only need to actually transfer one time. 동대문 or in some 어디죠? I think transferring to Dongdaemun would be the easiest. You can just simply transfer here and just sleep all the way through Ansan, and it actually takes 94 minutes. So you can really simply sleep. Yeah, it's like 37 stations away, and the cost is, I think, around 2,000 won. So if you're from, for example, somewhere in Europe, it would cost less than 2 euros one way. So it's quite cheap and convenient to get to Ansan. Yeah, unexpected factors. This is a real life situation, but we are based on, my I have accumulated my experience with collaborating with the tour direct people. So I try to reduce all the risk factors so it would be safer this year. But it is not a perfect world. So yeah, business participants are not professionals. So I think basically we should lower expectations. So, they are not 24/7 available to communicate with us, because that's, working with us is not their main job, because they do have their own main jobs. And the class is conducted in English, as you can now hear, but many local people cannot use English, so we need to juggle between the two languages. Yeah, so think about that. The business plan we refer to is in Korean, and I actually translated one business plan, which is about 416 희망 목공소 for 16 Hope Woodwork Cooperative. So I will be offering one English business plan, and I will just encourage the exchange student next to join that and work with the 416 Hope Woodwork Cooperative, because this is the only business. And when I was planning for this class, I was just thinking this is kind of historically meaningful. So I think for exchange student or international student, it would be meaningful to have a chance to work with the kind of people from here, while other businesses are also good. So for other three businesses, I will be offering you business plans in Korean, but for 416 Hope Woodwork Cooperative, I will be offering the students the English version of the business plan. Yeah, so cooperation is very important. Those who are weak in English, you can help from other classmates with English. And if you cannot speak Korean, you can actually get help from other Korean speaking students. And keep in mind that you are not actually competing with each other, because final grade will be determined by the absolute score. So please, I hope that we actually keep this cooperative class environment. Yeah, Max might have been having a hard time understanding this part, so I will try actually translating this. This is an English class. We will be cooperating with other kind of regions in Korea. The final project will be conducted in a bilingual, both in Korean and English. And we will be getting support from CTL about the interaction facilitating program between the professor and the student. And there will be study note that you are supposed to complete. When it comes to study note, it is you are allowed to complete in Korean. So once again, we will participate as a part of this class. We will be participating in two different initiatives supporting scheme from CTL from my university. One is 학습일지 study, completing study notes, which is done as a part of a facilitating interaction program between the professor and the student. And another one is something innovative teaching method scheme. So we will be able to have a chance to explain those two different programs because we are asked to do so. Yeah, will there be more real-time course class sessions this semester? And there might be more discussions done in English by the students. But I was actually consulting with the CTL professors, and I got a permission to use Korean partly. So if you are really not confident about discussing in English, we will kind of form small groups in the Zoom meeting, and during that small group discussion session, it is not really English only, so you are allowed to use Korean. So you don't need to be, scared because of this kind of instruction. I would say you are sort of allowed to speak any language as long as I can understand those. Yeah, but I think it's also, please actually keep in mind that we will be monitored partly by CTL and indirectly by the government, because we will get the kind of support from both programs are supported by the government. So yeah, this semester, in this course, we will be collaborating with Tour Dure in Ansan. And Ansan itself is accessible by using public transportation. But you can actually get to Ansan very easily. But those each Tour Dure businesses might be located a bit away from Ansan, like Ansan's the subway stations in Ansan. So you might need to just figure out other transportation, other ways of taking transportation after getting to Ansan. So that's the thing that we can actually discuss with Tour Dure PD. He will be joining very soon, so I will be able to, we'll be able to ask. Yeah, depending on the coronavirus COVID-19 situation, we will or will not be able to have a field trip. I will try to accommodate the need from the students, because some of you are very careful about keeping distance, want to really stay safe, while others are keen on visiting Ansan and meeting business people, Tour Dure business people directly. So those who really want to go to Ansan, we can definitely accommodate that. But those who don't really want to go to Ansan and meet people in person, we will try to facilitate that kind of your need by organizing Zoom meetings with the Zoom meetings or online meetings with the Ansan people. Any questions so far? Yeah, we will go over the syllabus, and this is a course description and objective. This course basically is supposed to examine the geographical meaning of tourism places, but strategically analyzing issues with the tourism development of a region. This semester, Ansan. Students are asked to conduct a project related to tourism place management. In this semester, students are expected to collaborate with tour organization in Ansan City. Yeah, so this semester, this course doesn't need to really collaborate with tour organizations every year, but we have been doing so. So why not? Why not this time? After taking this course, you'll be able to understand the diverse nature of the tourism industry and the characteristics of tourism places. You will be able to develop tourism experiential program that enables sustainable development. You can just read and skip. Specifically, you'll be able to build these following skills, and I was kind of forced to include these three because this is a part of the innovative teaching methods program. So you are expected to enhance problem solving skills, because we will be identifying problems with tour business, and we will be solving we'll try to help the tour business to solve those kind of problems. You will enhance communication skills because you will be communicating with diverse participants of tour as well as your classmates. So you will be communicating with like a lot of different people, and I think you will be also communicating in different languages. So the communication skills means a lot, Korean and in terms of type of language, as well as the diversity of actors involved in planning and organizing this class. Yeah, I will be teaching you theories and analytical frameworks, and you will be asked to apply those theories and analytical frameworks to the real situation, so that you can build the application skill. Method of instruction I'll just give lectures. So the lectures will be posted on eCampus, and I will actually try to give you enough time to digest the lecture videos, but you'll be able to actually capture and figure out how I organize this class a bit later on. There will be a few real-time Zoom classes, a lot more than the previous years. Ansan Tour du PD will be coming today, as well as at least on March 25th during the 4th week, and at the end of the semester, and sometime during the semester if he has time. And in the Zoom classes, I will also give you enough time for group discussions so that you can actually do quite a lot of things for your final portfolio, final assignment in class. So I just actually don't think you need to really spend a lot of extra time outside of class. So you can just consider this kind of group discussion time or real-time Zoom classes as an opportunity to work with your team members and just use the class time to do and complete the final project. Please do not really use too much time outside of class. I will try to meet each of you, hopefully in person or through Zoom meeting at least once. So it can be one-to-one Zoom meeting, it can be casual, official, and it can also be one-to-group meeting. But I'll try to hold consultation sessions as much as possible. So that this individual consultation can be held offline. Just feel free to come to my office. I live close to Seoul campus, and I'm in my office almost all the time. So yeah, if you even during the pandemic, if you just want to meet me in person, please don't hesitate to just come to my office. Yeah, hopefully we can just go on a field trip to Ansan City in order to meet have a visit to Ansan City in order to have some sense of the city as well, and also meet tour business people as well as tour PD. Yeah, so when it comes to theory, it's about recorded lectures and practice in-class Zoom meetings, in-class discussions, field trip and interactions with tour PD and the tour business people. Course method, when it comes to course method, I was forced to check all by CTL. So there will be discussion, special lecture by tour PD. There will be team activities and presentation. You don't need to be nervous about actually presentation. I will explain a bit later on. Individual, there will be, from time to time, there will be individual presentation, but not really official, but during after in-class discussions, we can present individually. Audio visual materials can be provided, eCampus. PBL, what is PBL? Problem-based learning and case-based learning. We will adopt the problem-based learning kind of teaching method. So basically, we will be learning based on identifying the problems with the tour business. So that's why I was forced to check here. Yeah, we will talk about the theory. We'll do a bit of experiment, practice handout, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so this is a kind of language policy, but yeah, the most important, I think, is anyway, communication. Yeah, lecture notes will be provided in English, but I think there's some pros and cons with like English materials, because if you want to write a full paper in Korean, you don't basically need to translate that English materials provided by me into Korean. So as you might know only English terms from time to time, the Korean full paper can in fact be a mixture of Korean and English. So please don't struggle to translate English terms into Korean when you choose to write a Korean full paper. So I'll try to just provide you bilingual materials as much as possible. Yeah, so when it comes to materials from or about Ansan City, I'm mainly provided Korean materials. So I am trying to use as much time as possible to translate into English so that I can provide you with bilingual materials. But after having taught this class for like 3 years, I just realized it's quite time consuming. So I was also talking about this issue with the CTL professor, and she was suggesting that I just let the students Google Translate the Korean materials into English. But I have my teaching philosophy to do my best. So I'll try to actually juggle between the two, but I'll try to make it bilingual as much as possible. When it comes to final project, it can be bilingual. So I have been asking students to kind of develop design slides in both languages. So there can be Korean slides and English slides for final presentation. And when it comes to using English, like full papers, and the final portfolio, you can choose to write full paper in Korean. If you choose to write a full paper in English, I will just let you do so. But many teams have been choosing to write Korean full paper with English summary. But if you just want to actually switch these two, you can choose to write English full paper and Korean summary. I will just let you do so. So one very short version of one language in one language, and one long version, full version in the other language. It would be also possible. Yeah, when it comes to in-class activities and discussions, I just feel communication is the most important. Yeah, when it comes to final presentation, I will let you present in Korean. So there is actually pros and cons about presenting in Korean. Presentations have been recorded last year and 2 years ago, so that the tour direct business participants can watch your presentation. So it's easier for your clients to understand your presentation. The one problem is that the exchange student is being isolated. So what happened 2 years ago was that when the student was presenting in English, I was actually interpreting into Korean. And if you chose to present in Korean, I just interpreted into English so that the presentation eventually can be bilingual. So yeah, you can choose any language basically. I will try to just translate and interpret. Yeah, so these are about the materials you can simply ignore, but what I can tell you is that all the materials are can be acquired almost for free. So yeah, this one is available like openly online. Yeah, this is an open access material, so you can just Google and download the full text very easily. This can be acquired by logging on to our library website. So you can just go to our library website and acquire the full, like a full text of this book. Internal documents will be provided by me, and well, which was partly provided by the Ansan City and the Ansan PD. And this is provides some kind of conceptual ideas, but you don't really refer to this. But I refer to some of the contents from this kind of classical textbook. We will be doing the consulting. So the reason why I chose this one was like simply because this is available for free by having access to our library website. Yeah, there will be no exams for this class, no midterm, no final. The final assignment is the most important. And what is different and special about this semester is that there will be five study notes, final project output, which is also called a portfolio, and might be some other components. Especially, I'm keeping in mind the collaboration with Macau Institute for Tourism Studies students. And during that online joint class, we might be asking you to evaluate the Macau students, and the Macau student might be evaluating your evaluation. So that's why I'm keeping in mind that other 5% among others. And also that 5% might depend on the field trip and workshop. So if the field trip is being held, that might be a part of my evaluation criteria. Yeah, presentation counts for 10%. When it comes to attendance, please just complete watching the recorded video on recorded videos on eCampus. So if you just go to eCampus, log on to eCampus and watch my lecture videos, the system will automatically just mark your attendance. So I will rely on the system, like our school system. And I was asked to ask you very simple quizzes to make sure that you watch my lecture video well. But these quizzes will be very, very simple and easy. So you don't need to worry too much about this, I think. Yeah. So these are about how to acquire the course, the textbook, but you can simply ignore and you can just simply refer to those. But they are what I want to emphasize here is that you can simply just go to the library website or Google, and you'll be able to acquire all the textbook and materials, reading materials easily. But you don't need to. You can simply rely on my lecture notes and my lecture, and you will be able to successfully just finish the required things that you are supposed to. Yeah, any questions so far? Yeah, okay. So let us actually go over the course schedule. So I will be introducing and I will try to explain what we mean by flipped learning, blended learning, and so on and so forth. We will be using Padlet and Kahoot today probably, and during the second week. So we will get familiar with Padlet and Kahoot. Yeah, and we will try to form the team. So in order to actually form a team, you should get to know a bit, at least a bit, about each tour business. So hope the tour PD comes. Yeah, okay. So this week and next week, please just come to class on Friday. And next week, we will basically get familiar with Ansan City, and this would be very simple. So I'm just keeping in mind, asking you to use the class time to get familiarized with other team members, and just use Kahoot to create some quizzes about Ansan City. So we can just solve those kind of quizzes like a game. So hopefully it'll be a bit enjoyable class. And through the class next week, we will get familiar with Ansan City a bit more. Yeah. During the third week, I was actually keeping in mind another real-time Zoom meeting, but I'm just thinking, I can just simply upload the lecture video. So during the third week, you don't need to come to class. Yeah, clear about this. March 25th would be quite important because our tour durée PD will be coming. So you can ask a lot of questions to Mr. Jang Jae-wook, who is a tour durée PD of Ansan City, our key informant. So March, there's the first study note assignment. So from now on, you'll be able to understand the mechanism of why I'm assigning this particular assignment on which is due on this particular day. Yeah, so I will be providing you with the business plan, hopefully today, and you'll be able to study the business plan, as well as you can also search for a bit more information online to get familiarized with Ansan City, as well as the business, like the tour durée business that you are in charge of. And so after those kind of understanding for the next 2 weeks, please just provide an overall evaluation of the business plans. So please study and just show the classmates and me that you read the business plan and understood and had some critical insights about the business plans. And if you just found additional information online, you can also provide that information as well. And you can please just list the questions to ask the tour durée, especially PD and the business members, based on your research. Yeah. So after developing this and completing and submitting the study note, you can bring this and just ask using this list of questions that you did as a part of your first study note assignment. You can just ask directly to Mr. Jang Jae-wook, these questions. So this is basically the mechanism. I'm not really sure how many tour durée business members can come to class on Friday, in the afternoon. So I will, during the 5th week, I will just make the time kind of flexibly. So I will try to communicate with the Jang Jae-wook Ansan PD so that you can just find time for Zoom meeting or any sort of online communication with the assigned tour durée business people. So during the 5th week, please just use the class time freely. We will not be meeting and there will be no online lecture. So please use any time between, after March 25th till the beginning of the 6th week to freely communicate with the tour durée business people. Yeah, from the 6th week until 10th week, we will please see the mechanism. So 6th week and 7th week, there will be no real-time Zoom meeting. So you can just watch videos about my lecture videos about micro environment analysis and SWOT analysis. Based on my lecture, you can apply those analytical skill, analytical framework to the toward the business that your team or you are assigned. So you are supposed to do the macro micro environment analysis, very simple macro micro environment analysis and SWOT analysis after watching this video. So I'll try to post the SWOT analysis video as soon as possible so that you can prepare and just finish off your second study note assignment as soon as possible if you want to do so, because 8th week and the 9th week are the midterm exam week. So if you're taking a lot of other classes with midterm exams, you might be very busy during this time. So you might not really have enough time to complete this during this 8th week. So I will just, I will keep in mind your workload throughout the semester so that you can just finish the study note just once you just have watched both lectures for the 6th and the 7th week. So if you just want to finish this earlier, you can, I think, even just finish during the 6th week. I'm just giving you enough time to just finish it. And another consideration is that the mechanism is the same. So the system is the same. You can bring this study note to class. Yeah. And there will be real-time Zoom meeting during the 9th week. So what we are actually going to do is that you don't really need to prepare any other things as long as you have completed the study note and submitted. You can just simply bring the study note, and I will give you some time for you to communicate with other team members from your team. So all the study notes are individual assignments, and you can simply bring your own individual assignment, and you can just communicate with other team members from your team so that you can actually come up with the kind of finalized combined version of each analysis. Yes. And then, you will be able to simply discuss and present to other teams. Yeah, I just got a message from Toward PD, and it seems he will be able to join around 4 p.m. So we have 15 more minutes. Yeah, so that's the mechanism. The same with, I think, here. Let's see. Yeah, during the 8th week, lecture videos will be uploaded. So I will be asking you to just watch these, especially these 2 videos. And I will be teaching you primary competitor analysis, market potential analysis. And I think, okay. The study note includes primary competitor analysis only, but we will be discussing market potential anyway, primary competitor analysis of Ansan. You are assigned Ansan toward your business. So based on this lecture video, you'll be able to apply that to Ansan toward your business, and you can complete the study note 3 by May 4th. And you can simply actually bring your assignment to the class, and the same mechanism. Your individual you can just bring your individual assignment, and you can just communicate and discuss with your team members, and you can actually come up with the combined primary competitor analysis, and you can present to other team members. So that's the way we will be using the real-time Zoom class. There's the same mechanism, lecture video. So there will be no Zoom, no online real-time class during the 11th week. You can just watch this video and complete the study note till May 18. And then we will be you can actually bring this to the class on May 27th. So we will be doing the same. So for group discussions, you don't need to be nervous, because you can simply bring your individual assignment, and you can just simply read your individual assignment, or your team representative can present on behalf of the team. So this is about the group discussion. Yeah, during the 14th and 15th week, there will be final presentations, and I will try to finish the entire semester by the end of 15th week, so we can be free during the last week of the semester. And we'll try to toward the business participants and the PD would be able to give you feedback on your final presentation, hopefully. Yeah, if the tour business participants cannot join, anyway, I will just find time, ask the tour business people to give you feedback on your final presentation and final portfolio as well. Yeah, so this is about the portfolio. Yeah, this course applies blended learning, problem-based learning, flipped learning. I will actually try to find time to explain a bit more regarding this initiative that I will be getting support. Yeah, so the reason why we will use Padlet or Kahoot and we will be doing this this sort of thing is because we are supported by another initiative. And the one initiative about innovative teaching, teaching strategies by using kind of innovative education, like educational technology. And another program, once again, is course facilitating interaction between the professor and the student. Yeah, by CTL Kyung University. So because we will be getting this kind of support, there are a bit of benefits. You will be able to just keep your study note so that you can reduce your workload towards the end of the semester, because your final project will be eventually the synthesis of your study notes. And the tutor can be hired by the university, which is funded by the government. So we can get, in addition to the feedback from me and partly the tutor PD, we will be able to get additional feedback from our excellent tutor who took this class last year, and she's very experienced, and her team was doing a very, very excellent job, and she's very, very passionate about this class. So she's even willing to audit this class, so you'll be able to interact with her quite much, I think, in class as well. Yeah, so I think this is sort of yeah, we will also talk a bit more about this. Yeah, so I will be comparing what you're supposed to do for your study notes and your team's final portfolio, and we will compare these two. So for study note 1, you will do the overview of the business and summary of the issues of the business in Ansan. For study note 2, you will be doing environment analysis and SWOT. Study note 3, you will be doing primary computer analysis. Study note 4, you will be doing branding and positioning suggestions. And you can just simply bring this, you can just use the same materials for your final portfolio. So when you're synthesizing your final portfolio, you don't need to do extra work for this part. What you're supposed to do extra would be about adding a bit, like a few more paragraphs about what your impression about the vision and mission of each business, which is indicated in the business plan. So you can simply just read the business plan, this part of business plan, and you can just simply evaluate this. Yeah, I will ask you to develop a customer survey questionnaire, which can be actually very simple. 1 page or 2 page would be just more than enough. So very simple customer survey questionnaire, focusing on specific topic regarding specific issue with the towards your business. So if you just want to make it very simple, you can just simply provide a customer satisfaction survey questionnaire. So you can consisting of 10 questions, for example. If you want to make it a bit more complicated, I will just let you do more. Yeah. And if you actually want to do some additional analysis, there were the team from our tutor last year did additional analysis. So if you want to do something additional, I would just feel free to do so. And for the overall suggestion, you can just simply add overall suggestion in addition to your study note. So yeah, keep in mind that your final project will not really involve a lot of extra work as long as you have completed your study note as well. And the length of the study note would not be really too long. So considering that it's the final project, it's the length would not be really very, very long. You don't need to, you don't need to stressed out. You can rely on the business plan, and business plan actually includes a lot of these components. For example, in the business plan, each business already came up with SWOT analysis. For some business plan, computer analysis is included. Yeah, they already have the vision and mission. So what you can do is to add something or criticize or evaluate and give you a bit more suggestions and add more items in the SWOT analysis or primary computer. For example, if the tour business identified 2 competitors, you can add just 1 more competitor, for example. Yeah, if tour business just came up with 3 strengths of their business, you can just find out 1 more and just suggest, they identified 3 strengths in the SWOT analysis, but based on our analysis and our insight, I think they have 1 more items to add in the SWOT analysis, for example. So you can simply modify based on the existing SWOT analysis and partly computer analysis and some analysis. For macro and micro environment analysis, these are not included in the business plan. So you can just slightly refer to business plan, but you need to do a bit more document online, information search, or you can just refer to some other documents to come up with this kind of macro micro environment analysis. So for this kind of information source, you can rely on the business plan quite thoroughly. For some of the components, you can rely more heavily on the business plan, and especially environment analysis or business plan can be the reference, but you might not be able to rely that much especially when you come up with the environment analysis. So that's why I just shaded the business plan like this. For some, you can just use your insight. And for some others, you need to rely more heavily on online information search. And I think throughout, development of portfolio, you can always interact with tour people. So once again, the final project would include Korean and English slides with Korean full paper English summary or 1-page summary, or English full paper and Korean summary. So this is kind of one example from 2 years ago. They just developed slides for final presentation in English and also Korean. So you can keep in mind this kind of thing.
네, 교수학생 상호작용 활성화 수업 지원 프로그램 오리엔테이션 진행하도록 하겠습니다.
So this is the beginning of the orientation so that you can get familiar with the core support program to facilitate interactions between the professor and the student, supported by the Center for Teaching and Learning 경희 University.
네, 이하 상호작용 활성화 프로그램이라고 부르도록 하겠습니다. 먼저 프로그램 안내에 관해서 드릴 건데요.
Yeah, so this is the intro. So just please Google 경희 교수학습 지원 센터 or Teaching and Learning Center for Teaching and Learning 경희 University, and you'll be able to find out a lot of information about what they are doing. They're helping teachers with like improving their teaching skills, and they're helping students to improve their learning skills. And this is like study note is supported by this center.
네, 저희 상호작용 활성화 프로그램의 취지에 대해서 말씀드리겠습니다.
Yeah, so this is the purpose of the interaction facilitator program.
수강생이 수업 시간에 학습한 내용을 학습 일지로 작성하시고 이캠퍼스에 업로드하시면 교수와 튜터의 피드백을 통해서 교수와 학생 간 상호작용이 활성화되도록 지원하는 프로그램입니다.
Yeah, so this is a student-led program that enables students to summarize and apply the course content to the real-life issues. You are supposed to upload study notes on eCampus, and then students, you are expected to get feedback from the instructor as well as the tutor. And by doing so, the Center for Teaching and Learning expects that instructor, like teachers and student interactions will be enhanced.
네, 프로그램을 통해서 여러분은 자기 주도 및 자기 성찰적 학습 습관을 정립하실 수 있고요. 학습 자료의 통합적인 관리도 가능하게 하고 학습 역량의 개선에 도움이 될 수 있으며 교과 전문성을 함양하시는 데 도움이 되고 학습 이력 및 경력의 토대가 제공될 수 있습니다. 또한 학부 교육 선진화의 모델에 참여하시게 되기도 합니다.
Yeah, so through this course, through this program, this program facilitates student-led and student reflection-based learning style, and you are expected to enhance learning capacity. This program enables tracking learning progress throughout the semester, and you can this program facilitates integrated management of the learning materials. It enhances specialization of the course. This is the exemplar of advancement of undergraduate education. So this is really Korean style model of. Okay.
네, 다음으로는 수강생분들이 하셔야 될 역할에 대해서 설명해 드리겠습니다. 학습 일지는 총 4번으로 이루어져 있고요. 1회당 전체에서 5%의 비율을 가집니다. 여러분은 이캠퍼스에서 과제 탭 혹은 마감일이 있는 주차에 해당 과제를 클릭하셔서 본문에 첨부된 템플릿을 이용하여서 제출하시면 되고요. 학습 일지는 한 페이지에서 2페이지 이내이지만 그보다 분량이 적거나 초과한다고 하여서 점수를 덜 드리거나 더 드리거나 하지는 않습니다. 또한 영어 수업이기 때문에 국문, 영문 모두 혼용해서 사용하고 있고요. 파일 확장자는 마이크로소프트 워드로 제출해 주시면 됩니다. 지각은 하루 지각하실 경우에 0.5점 감점, 미제출 시에는 0점 처리하도록 하겠습니다.
So we'll explain the role of the student, especially what you're supposed to do. So you're supposed to submit 4 study notes. I just actually explained that on eCampus, and each study note accounts for 5% of your final grade. And please just go to eCampus and just go to the week when you are supposed to submit the assignments. So I'll actually show you how to do so. Yeah, so 관광장소관리프로젝트, you can also go there and you can use I think assignment. Actually, you can use assignment tab, and we have actually completed setting of all the study notes. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4. The first one is due March 23rd. The second one is due March 20, and you can actually check the due date. So you just check the due date and just click, and you can just use this kind of attachment, and simply just open it. Yeah, open and just complete your study note. And you can submit as an attachment. Yeah, this assignment is also available by just go to the course content panel. So for example, on the Zoom meeting March 18th, yeah, there is an indication study note 1 due. So you can just go to week 4, and you can just you can have access to the same page here. Yeah, the same page as when you just actually click on the assignment tab. So you can actually download the same attachment and you can submit here. So that you can have access to the same template. So please use this template this semester. and the length would be 1 to 2 pages. You can choose to write in Korean or English. You can choose any language. You can use a combination. You can provide a bilingual study note as well. Please submit as a Word document, MS Word document, instead of like PDF, because actually it's easier for you to combine your assignment with other team members, or it's easier for us to comment on your study note. Yeah, for late submission, your point will be deducted partly, and if you don't submit, there will be no points allowed. So please don't give up, and please just make sure that you submit the assignment. Yeah, your completion is more important than giving up, right?
네, 여러분은 매번 올라오는 이론 강의, 렉처 비디오를 보시고 학습 일지를 작성하시면 되는데요. 예를 들어서 6주차랑 7주차에 매크로, 마이크로, 인바이러먼트 애널리시스에 관한 수업 영상, 그리고 수업 분석에 대한 영상이 올라왔다면 여러분은 매크로, 마이크로 환경 분석과 수업 분석에 대한 내용을 수강생의 주민 사업체에 직접 적용을 하셔서 개인별로 작성해 오시면 되는데요. 이렇게 작성하신 내용은 여러분이 이거 이후에 네네네 작성을 해 오시면 됩니다. 그리고 이게 조별 수업이기 때문에 같은 사업체를 맡은 수강생 분들이 모두 같은 학습 일지를 작성하시는 것이 아닌 본인이 느끼고 직접 분석해 본 내용을 학습 일지로 작성해서 오시면 됩니다.
So after watching my lecture video about the analytical tool, you can apply the analytical tool to each tour to a business. So you can analyze and provide suggestions when you are completing your study note. Yeah, and this is an individual assignment, so there should be no duplication. So we will detect the plagiarism, and if there's any overlapping content, we will, this is not allowed basically. So please please keep in mind that this is an individual assignment. You are not supposed to collaborate with other team members because you will be asked to collaborate after completing this individual assignment.
네, 그리고 수업 노트의 학습 일지의 경우에는 여러분들이 줌 수업으로 그룹 미팅을 하게 되실 텐데요. 그때의 그룹 미팅에서 사용될 학습 일지를 바탕으로 여러분들이 토론 및 발표를 하시면 됩니다.
Yeah, so as I already explained, please bring the study note to the class, and you will be just working based on your individual assignment, individual study note. You will be sharing your ideas with your teammates so that you can just combine, synthesize, and just create an upgraded version as a team for the regarding the analysis, like each stage of analysis. So that's the mechanism.
1회차 학습 일지의 경우에는 관광도래에 대해서 여러분들이 분석해 오시면 되고 개관에 대해서 분석하시면 되고요. 다음으로는 투어들의 사업에 관해서 혹은 여러분들이 맡으신 주민 사업체에 관한 질문에 대해서 작성해 오시면 되고요. 2회차 학습 일지에서는 매크로, 마이크로 환경 분석 그리고 수학 분석에 대해서 여러분들의 주민 사업체에 적용한 결과를 작성하시면 됩니다. 3회차에서는 경쟁자 분석을 여러분의 주민 사업체에 맞게 하시면 되고 4회차에서는 여러분의 주민 사업체에 대한 포지셔닝 및 브랜딩에 대한 제안서를 작성하시면 됩니다.
Yeah, so these include the content of content of the study note. I've already explained those, so I think we will be able to skip it. I actually already shared this slide, so I think you'll be able to get ideas about actually what you're supposed to do for each study note.
네, 마지막으로는 1회의 종합 일지가 있는데요. 이것 또한 학습 일지와 마찬가지로 전체에서 5%에 해당하는 점수 비율을 가집니다. 종합일지의 경우에는 학습일지와 다르게 양식에 따라 작성하시면 되고요. 종합일지는 분량 제한이 크게 없습니다. 이것 또한 구경문 혼용이와 MS 월드를 통한 파일 확장자로 제출하시면 되고 동일하게 지각 1일당 0.5점 감점, 미제출 시 0점 처리됩니다.
So the nature of final study note is a bit different. The final study note is about your reflection, kind of has a nature. The nature of final study note is like a sort of reflection paper. So reflecting on what you did this semester and what how beneficial the study note keeping was. So like CTL, the Center for Teaching and Learning in my university, kind of wants to basically get feedback about this kind of initiative, this kind of supporting program, basically by asking students to fill out this kind of final study note. Yeah, there's no word limit, and please use the template. There's the English version of the template. And even though the template is now converted into English, you can just keep and submit your final study note in Korean as well. So you can choose any language. It also accounts for 5% of your final grade.
네, 여러분은 최우수 학습일지 장학금이라는 것에 혜택을 받을 수 있는데요. 선정 기준으로는 학습일지의 체계성, 완성도 및 적극성을 판단할 것이며 설문조사에 참여하신 여부 또한 확인하도록 하겠습니다. 총 2명을 선발하게 되는데요. 학습일지 1회와 2회에서 1명, 학습일지 3회와 4회, 종합일지에서 1명을 선발하도록 하겠습니다. 장학금은 각각 5만 원이 지급되며 최종 발표회에서 상장을 수여하겠습니다. 또한 최우수 학습일지로 선정된 경우 이 캠퍼스 강의실에 공유될 수 있습니다.
Yeah, so this is one of the students' benefit. You will be able to earn 50,000 Korean won, which is not really a big deal. Might not be a big deal, but actually you just add one line in your CV or resume, and there will be a certificate that you got the a best study notes scholarship. One student will be selected based on the combined, I think, final scores of a combination of study notes 1 and 2, and the second stage. So after midterm, also one student will be selected based on their final kind of combined scores. And it is also possible, as this is supported by the government, it is a CTL's responsibility to share the outcome of this kind of initiative and program. So best study notes might be shared with the classmate. Will be shared with the classmates on eCampus, and some of the best study notes might be published and kind of shared publicly after editing and the confirmation from the student, that we were using. So if you just want to just go back and refer to what we just talked about, you can always just go to week 1 and refer to this slide. And I think I will be there. Actually, not all of the students were participating in this today's class, so I think I will be just sharing today's recorded video on eCampus. So if you just miss anything, I think you can just go to eCampus and just catch up.